wasting your mind on these stupid. They use this stuff to make a fool out of you. Everything they give it is to keep your mind off a real issue. How many times I told y'all how this works? Once you get out of office, that's when you make your money. Y'all be thinking I'm stupid. I know the game.
They probably wanna see me slip and fall off. Offended and appalled, dog. You better humble down, reckon and recognize who called y'all. Those are the circumcision, Israel, not Allah. Now the flesh and blood, gotta make sure that your hearts are. Time to hear the real and had a hard talks. Fighting off these witches like Baba Yaga and Bartok. Future looking.
Hey, what happened, sis?
Hold on.
Okay. Welcome to Lions Den. We know we usually open up the show with a song, so we're gonna continue the tradition. Just give us a second. But we got a powerful discussion coming up with Apostle Zaquan, the Lions Den heavyweight champion Yashah Ben Israel, aka Terry Whitfield, and the brother that tore the house down. He'll just be observing. He might ask the brothers a few questions himself. Commission Adapt Haruf Font. You know what I'm saying? That brother did his thing last night, him and Corey. And we're going to continue to bring out information in the den, man. So I look forward to these brothers coming on here and getting it in. Let's go.
Stop wasting your mind on these stupid. They use this stuff to make a fool out of you. Everything they give it is to keep your mind off a real issue. How many times I told y'all how this works? Once you get out of office, that's when you make your money. Y'all be thinking I'm stupid. I know the game.
They probably wanna see me slip and fall off. Offended and appalled, dog. You better humble down, reckon and recognize who called y'all. Those are the circumcision, Israel, not Allah. Now the flesh and blood, gotta make sure that your hearts are. Time to hear the real and had a hard talks. Fighting off these witches like Baba Yaga and Bartok. Future looking stark, getting dark. Not for those that's been chosen and been called. Scary thing is though not Allah. They gon' make you think you're starting to lose it if you use your mind. People got a spirit of slumber, don't like to use their eyes. Devils be disguised as historians telling you some lies. Careful as a riot, it's that talk that get you eulogized. Probably try to euthanize. Governments be watching like we moving pies. Girding up the nation, yo, so shout my Akya Hukana. They pissed cause they turf is what we moving on. You are a chosen nation, Yashah, all the time for you to find. Preacher and his deacons ain't nothing but Pharisees and scribes. Blind lead the blind, so it's hard to see the blurring lines. Like Esther and Mordecai. Deeds of the flesh, I fight to mortify. Something around me smelling hella fishy than Porta Johns. Israel need to organize, come together, orbitize. We serve the same body like toes, bones, organs, eyes. Bruise got it twisted, they contortionize. May not know it all, but I bet I know it's more to life. Way beyond what's mortalized. Push on us is normalized. You must be delirious. Tell me, is you serious? Like in the ear infections, is you hearing this? Mad at they dad, son, and boys in the hood like I'm furious. What's got them all ticked off, I'm curious. World need a change, well I'm starting with a man in the mirror is. Problems, yeah, I probably got a myriad. But facing myself, nah, I ain't fearing that. Settle for less, nah, I ain't hearing that. Leaders puffed up, they using pride as they inflation. Filled with inflammation. They feeding us with tainted food and tainted information. Call me Azariah J. Fisherman. Throwing out the fish tape for fish bait. The fish we trying to reel him in. His word ain't nothing realer than 10 toes down on this firma and this filament. Demons, we be killing them. Thorns in the side, yeah, they feeling them. That's why they try condemning them. My light, they ain't dimming it. Got the whole armor on like denim. Sorry if I can't pronounce these synonyms. Ghetto bird symphony. Nope, I can't sing, but I'm sending ghetto hymns to him. Forgive me of my sins in them, and don't forget my kin in them. I say we singing ghetto birds hymns to him. Forgive me of my sins in them. Don't forget and don't neglect my kin in them. Devil working hard to put it into them. Probably can't tell I've been through hell cause heaven sent for him.
These, listen, a senator, a congressman, they don't make no money. $150,000 ain't no money. It's the money you make for the deals you cut. They institute laws that put businesses in action. All them just thief and robber. They criminal, nothing but hoods. Y'all be running for these. Let me tell you something. All these people just rotten. All they do is set their criminals up to come back to collect their money. Cause you get out, what's gonna make me pay you? That's what you doing, you nigga. Nigga at heart.
All right. How about Shim yashah, but I could die. Kwam yashah. Welcome to the Lions Den. Another exciting episode of the Lions Den. Hey, if you missed last night action, man, y'all go over to FOPE, the Lions Den, and the FOP collaboration. We took my the commission at that, man. He laid it down for about 2 hours, and we waiting for any comedic to make a response. He said, y'all ain't decipher no metanetta. Y'all can't speak that language. And I kind of thought about it. I said, well, damn, they had a whole panel of them on the show the other night over there at Frankie Place, you know, and none of them was speaking the language. I didn't see him. I didn't see like introducing when he doing all that. Y'all remember he did that? I'm like, what this brother's saying? What language is this? What dynasty did this come from? You see? So basically, we telling y'all over here, y'all making stuff up. You want to get on here talking about the Hebrew language is fake, it's made up. That's spoken all over the damn world. Where is the metanetta, the ancient Kemetic language being spoken? Where is it being taught in any university? I would like somebody to show me this. But right now, today, we ain't gonna focus on that. Like, I want to congratulate Commission for laying it down yesterday, brother. I'm gonna let him say something real quick, then we're gonna get to the two brothers that's having the dialogue. Go ahead, Commission. He might be in his class. Okay, he might just be listening. I think he in his class. All right. So what we do over here, we don't like dead space. So we got Apostle and Yashah ben Israel, the Lions Den champion. I like Apostle to go ahead and introduce himself first, and then we'll get to the champ. Go ahead.
This is Apostle Zaquan Thamayad, Yahawada. Y'all know me. I've been around for a while, teaching and preaching, slamming and bamming like my boy. But I'm interested in some good things today. A good bill coming from my brother, Yashah. I'm looking to learn some information that I did not know, and I'm looking to share information. Perhaps he may know or he may not know. But we're going to build, and we're going to uplift the name of Yahweh by Hashem, Yahweh Shah, as far as I'm concerned. That's my goal. It's not to bring glory to self, but to honor the Most High, to give him glory, because he's the only one that deserves it. Glory belongs to him, and we belong to him, and we are his glory. So everything we do, we say, we ought to be glorifying him. So that's what I'm about today. It's not about how much I know, how bad I am, how great I am. Now, and all of that, I'm a good looking old ass dude. I understand that. That's up.
Hey,
You see my two sons standing there with me.
I was gonna ask you, is that you in the tie?
That's me
Which
in the tie.
you?
That's me in the tie in the middle.
Yeah,
course,
40
man.
years ago, you probably looked like that.
That's at my brother's funeral in 2019. That's right. I'm 66 years old. Be 67.
Oh, you do
come
have
May.
on a tie. Okay,
Yes,
I thought that was.
I got on a $1,200 suit. Excuse me, with a top coat.
There you go.
You see how my sons are dressed?
Yeah, I see him.
Yes, sir. Each of them. I paid for those suits, man. I bought them suits.
Now, you ain't got to tell everybody you paid for these suits, man.
No, I did. I bought the suits, man, because that's how a father does, man.
Yeah.
They told me they didn't have. My son don't wear suits.
Right.
They don't wear suits. They say, Pop, we don't have suits. Pop went in his pocket, man, because that's what fathers do, man.
Right.
But those are my two sons. The one on my right, one
Uh-huh.
on my right is 42 years old.
Okay.
That's my oldest. And the one on my left just turned 24 in February.
Okay.
And both of them are Hebrews.
There you go.
You know,
you got a kind of a distance between them two, like one of them 42 and one of them 24.
And I got a 34-year-old daughter in the middle of them.
All right. Okay.
And 8 grandkids. Got one here, year and a half, the baby.
Right.
is here. So my oldest grandkids are 15, his son, and my daughter's son, son and daughter. They're twins. They're 15, and his daughter is a year and a half. So my son got 3 kids. He got 2 sons and a daughter, and my daughter got 2 sons and a daughter. But the son and the daughter are twins, and then she has a baby boy. So Apostle does his thing, man.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And I love my boys,
And
man.
tell everybody where they can find your YouTube channel.
Yeah, Apostle Zaquan. That's Zaquan, means elder. So I'm an apostle and I'm an elder, but I'm also a pupil because I'm steady learning, always prepared, place myself in a position to learn. So that's what thou mayad means, a pupil. Thou mayad. Thou mayad. Thou mayad.
Okay.
THALYAMAD. Thou mayad.
We got
All right, let's turn the thing over to my brother, Yashah.
Yashah. And we got the Lions Den champion over here in the building. Hey, finally somebody brave enough to even step in his presence and have a conversation with him. I've been trying to get this brother with a couple other people in the community. Started off with Chris Harris. He ran for the Hills. Garfield, he signed up. Then he said he's backed out and signed. I mean, all that. We take him over to Sinetto show, and nobody really wants to set up a debate with the brother. So JJ got to, go a different route. So hopefully the champ can get some kind of debate going with Apostle Zaquan. Go ahead, champ. Introduce yourself. Unmute your mic.
Barukata wa shalom alaikum la mishpakai habit Israel. Peace and love to my family, the whole Hakol Beit Israel, the whole house of Israel. I like to say, what up to all of my people, my family, my friends. What's up to all of my Detroiters? Yeah, all the Detroit 313 Israelites. Yeah, this is going to be an interesting build. I am Yashah Ben Israel. I'm pretty lack for words right now. I just can't wait to get this show on the road.
All right. That's what I'm talking about, man. These brothers ready, and this is what we do at the Lions Den, man. We don't do all that Wendy Williams, Jerry Springer bull crap, man. I don't see how a person can just do that every day. You wasting all that energy on negativity when we could be sitting up here learning something, man. So both of these brothers know Hebrew. They speak it. I don't know I know Yashah. He speaks a couple different languages. I know I haven't heard from Apostle. I know he do speak Hebrew.
Yeah.
So we gonna let these brothers build. I'm gonna get out the way. I actually got to make a phone call here in 5 minutes. So if the guys get out of hand, Sister Karima, you know what to do. Get the clock out. We're gonna let y'all build, but if we have to, we get the clock out. That way everybody got equal amount of time to speak. Like we get like a 2-minute clock to go back and forth. But hopefully we can build without getting the clock out. But the 2-minute clock is a staple of the Lions Den. It's been there since day one because we had all the people in the back chat and everybody's trying to speak at once. So I said, Karima, get the clock out. And that's how that came into, how they say, into existence, parishioner, however they put it, So y'all go ahead and start building. Maybe y'all could talk about the language or whatever y'all want to talk about, man. The floor is y'all. Commission, if you got any questions in between time, you're more than welcome to join them. 4 minds is better than 2. All right.
Well. I want to say, just for the sake of debate, I really didn't want to debate the idea what the brother was saying that the Torah came from God. To me that is a fallacious argument because can't no debater ever get into any debate and win if the opponent says God is the answer to everything. I mean, I mean, yeah, God is the creator. God is, God is the basis of everything. But that is outside of that kind of answer is crazy. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy because everything, God is the basis of everything. We was talking about what was the basis of the Torah. When Sarnetta asked that the other day, what was the basis of the Torah? Was Kemet the basis of the Torah? And I said no. I said Cush was the basis of the Torah. And I said it based on the fact that the word Torah don't just mean law. The one of the words for law is mitzvah. Okay. So and that's law. Commandment law. And when you speak of Torah, Torah basically is the first 5 books of your Old Testament. Okay. And not necessarily limited to the law. It's the first 5 books. Okay. And when you go to the first book, very early in the Bereshit, very early in the beginning of the book of Bereshit, in the beginning of the book of the beginnings, 2nd chapter, between the 12th and the 14th verse, the very first land mentioned in the Bible is Cush. It is Ethiopia. Okay? And being that the very first land is Ethiopia, this land is mentioned in conjunction with the Garden of Eden and Adam. It is the very first land mentioned in the Bible. And the apostle said that is not true. Genesis, the 2nd chapter, I believe verse 13. If I had to read it, I will. It talks about it talked about this river. I believe it's the Pison, and it said it said that this river compassed, encircled, surrounded the whole land of Ethiopia. Okay, and so land. That's the first time land was mentioned outside of God created the heavens and the earth, because Eretz can be translated as land as well. Okay, but the first time outside of the earth, the mentioning of the earth, the land masses on this earth, Ethiopia, like I said, was the first landmass country mentioned in the Bible, Cush, and it is mentioned in conjunction with the Garden of Eden, the rivers. Okay, and it said that this river compassed the whole land of Ethiopia. Apostle, I want to ask you, how did you say that that's a lie or that is not true?
All right, since you asked, I'm going to read it. Starting at verse 10. And maybe you should have refreshed your memory before speaking so boldly, because Ethiopia is not the first land mentioned. But we shall read it and see for ourselves. Verse 10, chapter 2. And the river went out, and a river went out of Eden to water the garden. From thence it was parted after coming out of the garden. It's parted and became 4 heads. Verse 11. The name of the first is the Pison, and that is it which compassed the whole land of Havilah. And there is gold. And the gold of that land is good. There is bdellium, and oxyon stone. And the name of the second river is Gihon, which the same it is that compassed the land of Ethiopia, Cush, and the name of the third river is Hiddekel, and that is which go towards the east of Assyria. And the fourth river is the Euphrates. And the Lord and Hadawan, or Yahweh, if that's the tetragrammaton, it would be Hawayah, the tetragram YHWH, with only the alapa, the the first letter. So Yah, Ha, Wa, or Hadawan, Lord, lowercase. But this is all, let me look, high case. So it's Yahweh, Alahayim, powers, or either singular, Allah, AHLA, Allah, as in power. The word God means power or powers, from the misquotation of the word Elohim, Alahayim. In the Abayath Phoenician original Paleo Hebrew, that was broken down from the pictograph, the characters of the year 4000 created, 4000 BC, given to Adam and Enoch. I will reveal it, show it to you from books and from Google. You can Google this language. It exists. Abayath. Abba for the Abraham ascended. Iber, the Yah meaning language. Abba, the person. Yah, Abayath, language, which was lost according to the book of Jubilees at the Tower of Babel, but reintroduced to our father Abraham from Yahweh in the 12th chapter. It was revealed to our father Abraham, the Abayath. It was called the language of creation. I will show it to you. So we see that this river that was in the garden, as it flowed from the garden, it parted in 4 rivers. There is no connection today of these 4 rivers coming together. That's why they don't, if they did, then they will be easily to find where the Garden of Eden is. The reason why they can't find the garden, because when the garden was manifested, it was manifested to a land that no longer exists. It was called Pangea, because of continental drift, or the dividing, the Peleg, the Palag, Palag, the dividing, which is scripture. When the dividing, when the land was parted and the land divided and water separated the Americas from the continent of Africa, separating 7 continents of today, that was one landmass called Pangea. If you pick the map, you can put the maps together and the landmass will come together and fit just like a puzzle. So we don't know where Eden was. First of all, because the angels blocked it, the entrance into the garden, to keep Adam from returning and eating of the tree of life, living forever in a sinful condition. Because life is contained in the tree of life, which is represented today in Yahawashah HaMashiach. He is that tree of life, the light of men. Where there is light, there is life. Awa, not or, but awa, A-W-H-A-R, awa, light. I will show that to you when I will show you in Abayath, the first 5 verses of the Barashayth. The Barashayth. I know you never heard that word. The Ba, the Ra, the Sha'ai, Yath at the end. The B-A-R-A-S-H-I-Y-A-T-H. The Yath at the end. The right hand of power, the Yah. The Yah, the Y and the Ah. The Yah. In the word Barashit, the first word in the Bible, the Most High revealed his plan of salvation in that one word. If you know Hebrew, you know a letter can consist of many thoughts or words. The Ba can represent the house. The Ba can represent the tent. The Ba can even represent an individual. It represents the word in. So the Ba is in beginning, not in the beginning. In beginning, Ba. In beginning, Ba. In the Ba house, in the house of Ra, the head, the strong man, the Most High. In the house of the Most High comes the Son, Ban, 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 B-A-N, Ban, Son. Son, through fire, destruction, Shah, the teeth, the Shah, the S-A-A, S-H-A, Shah, the 20th letter of the alphabet. Shah means to devour. The Son went through destruction. How? Shah, by his own hand. Shah. Yah, by his own hand. The right hand of power. Yah, he gave himself. On what? The Tha, the cross, the last letter of the alphabet. At first, in the pictograph, straight up and down cross. In the letter that came 3200 BC, it tilted to its side. As the X that marked the spot, it became a sign to the children of Israel of salvation. That cross is the sign. And that first word, Yahweh, concealed his plan for salvation in scripture. The very first word, Barashayth, Barashayth, not sheath, not bearer, no E in Hebrew, no O in Hebrew, no F letter, no U letter. These letters did not exist. These letters came about as a result of Aramaic, the Second Temple Hebrew language that we picked up in Babylon from the Persians. That's conflated and mixed with the Greek tongue because they could not pronounce our letters without vowels, so they added vowels, which became the Nikud. Whether you spell it N-I-G-G or you spell it Nikkud. The Nakud never became, in the 1st century, a popularized language. It died. But it gave birth to the Masoretic tongue of the 6th to the 10th century of the Masoretics, the Ashkenazi, Khazarians. That is their language. So all of this mistif, or mista, what my brother said, that's Masoretic. That's not our language. It's mixed with a Germanic tongue called Yiddish. It's very corrupt. The original Hebrew is the only pure language of this world. It's pure. It's unpolluted. It's not mixed with different languages. Every language that exists today is mixed. Even English is a mixed language. Rodeo is a Spanish word. Tobacco is an African word. Beef
Well,
is a
somebody get the
German
clock
word.
out, man. We need to get the clock out over here.
I'm
This
sorry.
is getting
All you got to do is say something. I can stop. Peace
Teach
with
it,
you, brother.
Papa. Teach.
Once I get to going,
I know.
I don't just lay down.
Right.
I put it down.
I ain't mad
I
at you,
give you
man.
everything,
I was into
and
that.
I can back it up. I can go from Google to the books.
Right.
To the books. There's 2 books by 2 different people talking about Abayath.
Uh-huh.
All right? This is from a white man that had to acknowledge that language, the pictograph.
Can I interject real quick?
Yeah.
Real quick. And I'll give you the mic back so you could talk another 20 minutes.
No, I don't need to, bro. Let's build, man.
We
all
can't,
you do
we
is
can't
interrupt me.
but I don't want to do that. I want to have a conversation. I don't want to be badgered. Okay.
No.
For one, when you're talking to me and you make claims, you are going to have to prove what you say. Okay. Okay. Let me speak. Period. I want the same respect I gave you. I fell all the way back for about 15, 20 minutes. Okay. What I am asking you, all of that gish gallop had nothing to do with what I asked you. I asked you a simple question. I asked you where, okay, was I wrong at? Okay.
I read it. Did I not read it?
That's what I asked. We can't have a conversation. I don't think we can have a conversation. Because I gave you the same respect. I gave you the opportunity to answer it, and you think you did. Okay? You think you answered it. Okay? I'm gonna go to this chapter that you read, and I'm going to clarify some things here. Where we go to Genesis 2. All right. And I'm asking you a question. Okay. I asked you, where was I wrong at in stating? Okay. You get to talking about the Hebrew language. You get to talking about mitzvah, all of this stuff. Okay. We're talking about Torah, the first 5 books of the Bible. Okay. I don't have to, some things that I shouldn't have to prove what is understood. What is understood shouldn't have to be explained. It should be understood that the Torah is the first 5 books of the Bible, irregardless to what language I say it in.
I did disagree. I disagree that Ethiopia was the first land mentioned. That's what you said.
Okay.
And according to scripture,
it
wasn't.
I gave you full respect. I let you talk. I let you ask questions. I fell all the way back. You know, in fact, I couldn't. If I wouldn't have interrupted, I'd have been over here asleep.
Well, I'm sorry. You could have interrupted me. JJ could have interrupted. Nobody interrupted.
But I don't want to have that kind of discourse, because then it'll get to the point to where we're arguing and we're not having a conversation.
Did I answer your question when I read Genesis 10?
Yeah, Apostle, let him go. Just let him rock so he can tell you where. And then you can tell me where.
You gotta mute your mic.
Something's going on. It's an echo.
Yes,
you responded, and you responded. Okay, I would even go as far as saying, you attempted to answer it, but you started getting very fallacious. Okay, you started getting off into non sequiturs, meaning that you started talking about things that had nothing to do with what I asked you. Okay, that's fallacious. Okay, that's a bad thing.
For the audience, can you repeat the question again? So maybe you
know. What I told him, basically, I said that the Torah got its foundation in Ethiopia. I guess what he was attempting to prove that Havilah. Okay, we're going to read the text, because I think when I started, I thought that he might have known the text to where I wouldn't have to read it, but I guess I do. Okay, when we start at the 11th verse here, okay, right there where you start out, it said, the name of the first is Pison, which compasses the whole land of Havilah. Remember, I stated at first that Pison was connected to Ethiopia. Remember, I said that. I'm going to stand on it. You're going to wonder, how is he going to stand on that? Okay, I'm going to stand on it. The name of the first is Pison, which compasses the whole land of Havilah, where there is gold. Key. And the gold of that land is good. There is bdellium and onyx stone. Okay. The name of the second river is the Gahan. The name that the same is that which compasses the whole land of Ethiopia. Now I'm finna back up on out of this, and I'm going to okay. What's key here? I'm gonna show you something. We're gonna look up this word bdellium here. Okay, bdellium. I'm gonna put this camera on here so you can see this. Flip this around. I don't make stuff up. There is no lie here. I can't flip my camera around, so I'm gonna read this and show it to you right here. Bdellium, the plant. It says bdellium. Also, bdellium is a semi-transparent oleum gum resin extract from Comimphora whiteheath of India and from Comorphora africana trees growing in Somalia, Ethiopia, Eritrea, and sub-Saharan Africa. What I want to state here is that bdellium, basically, when you talk about Somalia, Ethiopia, Eritrea, all of that long time ago was Kush, my friend. Okay, India, a long time ago, back in the beginning, was Kush, and we can talk about this in the valley, an ancient valley in Kush called in India called the Indus Kush Valley. Mm-hmm. You hear what I'm saying? Kush. Ethiopia, Kush. Now, let's look up this word Havilah. See? So did you call me, bro? Where we at here?
I thought I heard somebody call me, and I think I was in two different rooms at the same time.
When you look up this word, I'm trying to find a good reference. I just had one.
Shalom to the panel. You know what I'm saying? By the way, big shout out, JJ 7000 Lions Den,
Shalom.
brother Terry. You know what I'm saying? Right. Big shout out. Here's my other brother. I ain't seen you in a minute, man. I ain't seen you since the debate, man.
I'm looking at Jewish Encyclopedia, and just before you go in there, because for the sake of conversation, I don't want to read this whole article. But when we look right here where it says the JewishEncyclopedia.com. If y'all can read that, it says Arabian tribes migrated. Understand that the people that are in Ethiopia right now, those black people, the Eritreans, those people were the original Arabian tribes, my friend. Okay? And they are in Ethiopia. Havila, Arabian tribes migrated to the opposite coast of Africa in early times, my brother. The fact, however, that Ra'amah, Seba, and Dedan are coupled with Havila. All of these are Hamitic tribes. If you go further and do further research, you will find that Havila is in Ethiopia. And you will find that I was correct when I said that Ethiopia was the first land mentioned in conjunction with the Bible. And you will not find Dillium grown nowhere outside the land of Cush, whether it starts from Ethiopia all the way to the Indus Kush Valley. And I'm asking you, my friend, how did I tell a lie? I didn't say nothing about where the Garden of Eden was located. I said what was the first land mentioned in the Bible in conjunction with the land of Ethiopia. And I'm going to ask you one more time, how did I tell a lie and where did I tell a lie?
Okay.
Dylan was not grown nowhere in the world outside of the land of Cush, my brother.
I'm going to answer your question, brother. Stop bullshitting this audience. I never called you a liar. I never used that word.
Well, you said that's not the truth.
No, right. That's not saying
that
is not saying you're a liar. I said to you when I first spoke to you, if you go to
how is that? I'll take that back. Then I'll smooth it down. How is that not the truth?
All right, look,
that's what you said.
You
were taking it. How is that not the truth?
Because you are splitting hairs. Okay, according to the text. I don't care if Havlia.
I gave you two of those rivers. I gave you two of those rivers. And when you talked about
stop interrupting, brother.
Yeah, let him finish. Yeah, let him finish.
I was quiet. Now I know this hurts, and you don't want this to get out because you said Ethiopia was the first land mentioned, and it is not. I don't care how you associate Havila. It ain't Ethiopia. Now you can sit there. Just like I don't care if it is in Africa. So is Egypt.
It is Kush.
So is Somalia. It's not the same.
Right.
It's not
all of that in biblical times. In biblical times,
we ain't in the back. Let him finish. Let him finish.
Now we talk about how we're gonna have this dialogue. I know it's hurting your ass. I can feel it. You was just wrong. I didn't call you a liar. That's a big difference. But you were wrong, brother. The census says you are wrong. Admit it. It's not hard to admit that you misspoken. Ain't no big deal. Hell, but admit it, brother. Don't turn this into an argument, something yourself said you didn't want to do. All because the first land punch came from me. I just knocked your ass out. That's all. Over something that was ridiculous. And I went into teaching because nobody stopped me. I was supposed to do that. Just like when Floyd Mayweather, when the ref didn't stop him from hitting that boy upside the head, Because that boy act like he didn't want to continue.
Let's stick to the topic so the people.
I'm on the topic, man. He went off topic, saying I called him a liar, of which don't do that, man. We can still maintain civility. We can get it back. We can get it back. You just and the whole point of making that statement about the garden or the river coming out of Ethiopia, because you're trying to associate the garden with Ethiopia as if saying the garden is in Ethiopia. We done had that conversation. The problem was when Sinetta asks, which is the foundation of Torah. What is the foundation of Torah? He said Egypt. That's wrong. No, Egypt ain't the foundation. You said Ethiopia. Well, I'm telling you, Egypt nor is Ethiopia the foundation of Torah. The Most High is the foundation of Torah. And the reason why you said Ethiopia, because you was trying to give credit to Hammurabi. You wanted to give credit to Hammurabi, which you mentioned in that debate. And I told you, not 5 laws that came from Moses.
He said I could interrupt. At what point?
No, you can't interrupt. I'm answering your question. I'm answering your question. Why you brought up Ethiopia?
Why I brought up Ethiopia?
Yeah, so
because he asked me.
I'm not asking you that.
He not asking you right now, but Apostle.
Okay, how long do you get? Let's get some order. Let me get 3 minutes of peace.
No. Apostle, listen. Calm down. Wrap it up.
I'm not the one interrupting.
I'm trying to get order, and you me right now, okay? I'm trying to get order. Wrap it up. Yashah, just give him a few minutes, and he about to wrap it up. Don't drag it out. Don't take hella long. Just
he know what I'm saying. This is from the debate that they had. He mentioned Hammurabi and Cush as the laws of Hammurabi. Somehow Moses got his law from Hammurabi. And I told him when I called in, not 5 laws of Hammurabi can be matched up with the laws that the Most High gave to Moses, any more than the laws of Maya can be matched up with the laws. Now, of course, because they border each other, they're going to share some commonality. Some things going to seem similar, but it's not the same. The laws of Ma'at don't have anything to do with the commandments or the laws that God gave Moses any more than the laws of Hammurabi. That's 1,223 laws of Hammurabi. Maybe 5.
All right, let him build off of that.
I don't need to build. I need him to prove what he say. Can you prove that I said you just said that I said that the Code of Hammurabi was the same as the Torah? Can you prove at what point in that video, time signature, can you produce that evidence right now? Because I never said that. And what happened? What happened? Because what happens is what happens is, yeah, can you go get it, please? And what's going to happen is that because what is happening is that you are hearing something I said, you're processing it other than what I said and how I said it to fit your own agenda, and you're arguing that, which means you're arguing a straw man argument because you're not arguing what I said. Fallacious arguments, my brother.
No, not really.
I never said that the Torah was the same as the Bible.
Apostle, let him finish.
I never said the Torah was the same as
I didn't say that.
The Code of Hammurabi. What I said was that I was building on Cush, and I was talking about how Babylon was a territory of Cush. that predated Israel that had laws, and how Egypt predated Israel that had laws, and how Egypt had laws similar to theirs, and they did whether it was 1, 5, 10, or 20. All right? They had laws similar to theirs, and I said what the Most High gave Moses at Sinai was something totally different from that. That is what I said. Can you produce where I said that the Code of Hammurabi, where I said the Code of Hammurabi was the same as the Torah? Can you produce that? Because that is a lie, my brother. I did not say that.
Yeah. Now, what you said was
I need you to produce that evidence, or you should take that back.
I'm not taking it back because you said it, and I respond.
The reality is that you should the burden. You need to prove what you say.
Yeah. Go look at the tape and prove it to yourself, man.
When you make claims, I don't have to prove it to myself. I said it.
Yeah.
I said it. I know what I said.
Right. Karima, if you want to,
anybody can go back and watch that tape and see that you.
Let me hear what he's saying. Let me hear what he's saying. Okay.
Just put up the tape with him, Sonetta, Nepal, Black Jesus, who else was on that? Elder Wiggin. And Sonetta asked the question. It was the last recording they made that he was on the show. The same day that y'all accused me of coming on Sonetta's show. He was on the show. And he made a statement. Now, he didn't say it was the exact same. But I'm the one that corrected that statement that he was trying to make. That Moses.
Wait. Terry, let him finish. Hold on.
Terry wants us to be ugly.
No.
Okay, so listen. I responded to what he said.
I'm a grown man. I don't have to try to say nothing. I said what I meant.
Yeah.
Wait, Terry, you're gonna get a chance to respond to him. Let's keep it clean, okay?
I called him on the show. I wasn't, but because of fallacious arguments, when Sonetta asked, "Who is the foundation of Torah?" Now, understand the word foundation. You know that means beginning.
Bereshit.
The beginning, right?
Bereshit.
Right. And you know, see, Terry, please, you're going to get
you're supposed to be telling me exactly where you want me to go on this video.
This is where I'm telling you.
Okay.
When he asked the question.
No, give me a timestamp so I can put it
I don't know the timestamp. But you can get to it very easily.
Okay.
It's around the middle of the show. Because I waited a long time before calling you.
Okay, let me try to find it. I'm gonna try to find it. Okay. I'm gonna try to find it, but y'all be easy.
Yeah.
I've been preaching this same stuff over 30 years. I know what I said.
Let Terry go. Let Terry.
Let me clarify. Because I don't want to say exact. I didn't say exact. I said his intention, what he was saying. He was conflating Moses and the law that Moses received from Hammurabi and Cush, not from.
I never said that. I'm responsible for what I say. I'm not responsible for how you take it. You take it one way and you argue that. You're not arguing what I said. I am responsible for what I said.
Yeah, because that's kind of like what you just did.
Let's listen to it and see who's correct.
And when I did not say that, then you will be confronted.
And then I apologize.
With the idea that's fallacious.
You said it. He asked you.
What you going to guarantee me? You ain't got nothing to guarantee me. What are you going to guarantee us?
He asked you.
What are you going to guarantee us? You're not going to guarantee us nothing,
brother, without interruption. He asked you, is Kemet the foundation of Torah? You answered no. Cush is.
That's right.
Cush is the foundation of Torah.
That's right.
Right? And then he went on and talked about Hammurabi. All right? As to conflate the two together. Now,
No, I didn't.
as
I went
Moses
to talk about.
got his law from
I didn't do
Hammurabi,
that. That's a
and I
lie. I
called
didn't
in
go to
and I
Hammurabi.
spoke
I went to
directly to
Genesis
you.
2.
Well, we'll see,
I went
brother.
to Genesis
We'll see.
2:13, brother.
We'll see,
I went
brother.
to Genesis 2:13, and then I escalated to Babylon, and then I went to Hammurabi, brother.
No,
I went to about 3 places before I went to Hammurabi, bro.
Just
That's
remember,
a lie.
you brought this here.
I know what I brought up. I've been teaching this 20 years. I know what I said.
I didn't bring out this energy.
Basically, you gonna tell a lie on me and say that I lie.
Ain't nobody got to lie on you, man. Your
that
information
is a lie when you
is
sitting up there saying I said something I didn't say.
I'm attacking your information, not you. I don't care nothing about you. I'm attacking your information.
The information is
your
not
information is
right,
suspect.
and I did not say that.
Your
That's
fake
what I'm
Hebrew
telling you.
is suspect.
You can't not show me information
that
you attacking.
Hebrew
You attacking some shit you made
the
up,
Hebrew
bro.
you talking, you can't show it. Demonstrate
bro,
it.
No, the
show
Hebrew you talking, you can't show it.
Oh,
you can't show it nowhere, bro.
Let me share my screen.
I can pull up any
I'll share my screen and I'll show you
right now. You can't show me that stuff nowhere in history, bro. You show me some shit that's made up, bro.
All right. Let's see. What are you looking at, brother? What are you looking at?
We need you. I'll prove that once you go back.
No. I'm showing you proof. I'm showing you proof.
I'm digging up.
What are you looking at, brother?
I'm finna
what are you looking at? I'm showing you proof. Ha, ba, ga,
I don't
da.
See, what the proof at? I don't see nothing. You ain't got nothing.
Huh? You see it? What I'm showing you?
Stop it, man.
Huh? What am I showing you? Huh? What do you see here?
Nothing.
Tell me, what do you see? Paleo-Phoenician, Abaya.
Nothing.
Okay.
Nothing.
What do you see?
What is,
you don't see that?
You don't see your scriptures at? Where your scriptures at in that language? Where your scriptures at in that language? Yes, a whole scripture in that language.
I'm gonna show you scripture.
Go to Genesis. That scripture we was reading about Cush in there. Genesis 2.
I'm gonna do that right now.
2. Go to
I'm gonna
Genesis
do that right.
2.
I'm gonna go to Genesis. I'm gonna go to Genesis 1. Okay. 1
no, go to Genesis. No, go to where I asked you at because I'm telling you, you don't have no ancient scriptures in that.
All right, we'll see what I pull up here.
There ain't no ancient. What year was that book created? In 1990? Bro, stop it. Who is you fooling?
All right, we'll see.
That book you got is not an ancient. It's ancient alphabets, bro, on top of a book that was written less than 20 years ago. Stop it.
We'll see, brother. We'll see.
There is no Bible written in Paleo Hebrew. If you find the Bible written in Paleo Hebrew, that is not an ancient book.
Oh, you know
book,
there's no Bible written in Paleo Hebrew.
Yeah, I know it ain't none. And that's why I'm telling you. That's why I know you. That's why I know you ain't got no language in Paleo Hebrew. You ain't got it.
Okay. We'll see.
You ain't got nothing that's sustained right here that's in Paleo Hebrew to back up what you saying, bro. Other than some shit that was created within the last 20 years ago.
All right, stop talking. This is Bereshit bara Alahayim et Hashemayim waet Haaretz. Haaretz has Hayawah Thahawa.
That's not Paleo Hebrew. That's not Paleo Hebrew, bro.
This is the Masoretic saying the same thing.
Where is your okay? I'm asking you to show me that in your Paleo Hebrew because you don't have none.
This is Genesis 1, verses 1 through 3. This is how you pronounce it. Bereshit bara Alahayim et Hashemayim.
That ain't how you pronounce that, bro.
Haaretz. Wa Haaretz Hayawa Hayatha Af Tawa. Meaning void. Wa Bahawa. A deep. Wa Hashat, darkness. Hayatha, and was. Aya, Hapayan, the face of Ha-Tawam, the deep was. And the Yat, the Raka, spirit. Alahayim, the spirit. Raka, spirit of Alahayim, power. Rahap, Al. Face shall have Hayam, the waters moved upon the waters. Okay, verse 3. Wa Halalayim, Alahayim, Amma said, haya, awa, light, be light. Okay, it's right there. Wa halahan, raha, wa awa, light, ha watha, tawa wa alahayam, pala divided, ha the darkness, mayam the light from the darkness. Come on, man, don't play games with me. Don't play games with me. Okay?
Karima, look in your inbox.
I've been studying too long. Too long.
Jenny,
over
Karima,
46 years.
Karima,
Over 46 years.
I didn't want this to get
like that. What you say?
And Karima, can you look in your inbox? There's a video I just sent you. It's 2 minutes long. And it has in that language right there that he got on the wall with the script.
All right, hold on.
It got the proper pronunciation on it. And you asked me, and I want you to play that for me. See, what he's trying to do is say that he speaks the ancient language, right?
I did it.
And then he's using the Masoretic text.
I didn't use the Masoretic. I didn't even read the Masoretic.
You did use the Masoretic.
I showed the Masoretic. I didn't read
the Masoretic.
Okay, I just showed it.
Right,
in comparison to the ancient.
You said what that was that. That's what you said. And I'm fixing to show you a video.
I will do it
show
again.
A video where that part of what you said is a
lie. I will do it again.
Can you get that video?
I will do it again.
Isn't your career? You're gonna have to, especially after this video come up.
Yeah, I will show it again and say what I say. Okay, it's no problem. Because I just read it.
You said that's the way that the Masoretic text is. That's what you said. You said
I showed you the Masoretic, right? And I'm gonna show it to you again.
And then you turned around and showed us what that is. Told us this is how it sounds, and that's not how it sounds.
I didn't read the Masoretic. I didn't read that bullshit because I don't read it.
Word by word.
I never read that bullshit. That's the Masoretic. The same as this bullshit here. Where's my text at?
It's only 2 minutes.
Okay.
I think this is it.
Bereshit bara Elohim et
It is right here. Okay. There's the Masoretic right there at the bottom. I didn't read that. I read what's on top.
Okay, why you can't read your
why we can't just play this video? Why we can't just hold on, let us play the video. We ain't set it up there for y'all to talk to.
This is the Masoretic text. It's Yiddish. I don't read this bullshit.
Apostle. Information is presented.
I understand, Karima. He just said I read the Masoretic. I don't read the Masoretic.
You can clear that up right after we play this video, okay?
All right, go ahead.
All right.
Is read from right to left. So to read these verses, we will start from the right and make our way toward the left, word by word, line by line. We will look at each word and each syllable individually. The accents are marked with capitals and the sound ch is indicated by the letters kh together. First, I will read the verses in fluent Hebrew. Then we will go over and pronounce each word slowly, syllable by syllable. We will then
they didn't say Yiddish.
Once again,
they said Hebrew.
I'm going to show you what it is.
Let's begin.
Okay? That's not a big deal. I can show you it's Yiddish. I can pull up the tape to show you that is Yiddish without a problem.
It ain't gonna be real.
It's gonna be that bullshit, and it's gonna say it's Yiddish. Watch. Think I'm bullshitting with you? Shit, boy, you don't know me.
You gonna lose. Hey, listen. Can they listen?
I can hear it. I can hear that bullshit.
Lo him et ha sha ma im ve et haaretz.
Ba'aretz. Karima, what?
Bereshit.
Yes.
You said there wasn't no eat. Bereshit.
Okay, you
If you came this far, then Mazal Tov, which means
I'll
congratulations.
show you
can
that
stop it.
bullshit.
You can stop it. You can stop it.
In the original language.
I'll show you what that bullshit
Now
is.
one more thing and I'm done. Go to your inbox again, Kalima. And now I got the interlinear for those who can read it. Who if because he was talking because he was talking over it because he was talking over it because he was talking over it. We're going to read it. Go to the interlinear. Go to the interlinear Bible translation of the Masoretic text. I just sent it to you. That is not what you said. What you said was that that Masoretic text, and you said, and it sounds like this. What you said.
I didn't read the Masoretic. I didn't read that, sir.
No,
I don't read that bullshit. I never said I read it.
So why did you sit up there and lie to us and say that this is how it sounds? It don't sound
was
like
saying
that.
what sounds. I was talking about the ancient. I read
How do you
the
know?
ancient.
Read your ancient. Pull it up from your ancient text.
I
This
read
is
it from my ancient. I read it.
Pull
sir.
it up from your
That's
text
all
that
there's
is
to it.
older than. Pull it up.
Listen.
You ain't got no text older than the Masoretic text. Show me a text.
Who wrote the Masoretic
text? Read it from your text. Read it from your ancient Hebrew text.
Who wrote
You ain't got no ancient Hebrew text.
Wait.
The Masoretic text.
Hold on. Hold on. Let's go over this information right here, okay? And then we're gonna talk about that other.
When you read that,
this is This is what I want. All right. Let me know when he's done, because I'm gonna show you this bullshit. What I'm talking about. Straight from Google.
Okay, mute your mic.
What you have there is if you read from left to right, it says Bereshit bara Elohim et hasamayim wa et haaretz. That's what it says. This don't sound nothing like what that man was just sitting up there saying. He read this and when he showed you that Hebrew up there, he what he should have been doing was showing you the ancient Hebrew pictograph or the ancient Hebrew verse of the Bible. He don't have none of that. The only thing that he have is the ancient Hebrew alphabet. He don't have no literature in ancient Hebrew. He don't have no text in ancient Hebrew. There's no population speaking this language. There's no way that language could have been preserved down here. These niggas is liars and they fraudulent.
Is it my turn to go?
Yes, it is.
Yes, it is. Hold on, let me get this off.
Thank you. Take that bullshit down. All right. This is modern Hebrew, the same shit he was just talking about. This is from wikipedia.org. What modern Hebrew is. Modern Hebrew, Wikipedia. Modern Hebrew is considered to be Koine language, a Greek based on historical layers of the Hebrew that incorporates foreign elements, mainly those introduced during the most critical revival period between the 1880s and 1920s. How old is this bullshit? As well as a new element created by speaking through natural linguistic revolution. Is modern Hebrew Yiddish? In the United States, about 200,000 people speak Hebrew at home. Hebrew in its modern form is spoken by many of 7 million people in Israel. It's Yiddish. You see that? It's Yiddish. These are not my words. This is from Wikipedia. That's it in that modern bullshit. Right there. Yiddish. Literally Jewish. Nigga, are you Jewish? Are you Jewish?
Certainly.
You are Jewish. I know that's what you are. You're ish.
Certainly.
You are ish. You know, you are a white man in masquerade. That's what you are. You're a white man lover, speaking a white man's language that he stole from you and then gave it back to you. After I'm showing it right here. I'm showing it right here. Watch what it says. Jewish is a high German language of Ashkenazi Jewish origins. I just proved it through Wikipedia.
What the first two words? Can you read the first two words? What the first two words?
I don't know what this bullshit is. This is Yiddish. I don't know what this bullshit is. I'm telling you, sir, what it's saying. Stop interrupting me. I didn't interrupt you. You famous for that because you can't take these punches upside your fucking head.
Man, you ain't doing nothing.
Okay, yeah, I know.
You ain't doing nothing.
German language of Ashkenazi Jewish origin. The modern Hebrew is just some made up, comprised of Greek, Germanic, Yiddish, Hebraic mix, distorted language. These are not my words. This is education, brother. This is scholarship.
That ain't no education. That's buffoonery,
yes, it is.
Bro.
I just showed you.
No, it's not.
Your dumb ass self. You want to speak that white man language? Go on over there and love upon it. Because we're going to kill every single one of them. And your ass included. Because you ain't got the sense to call on your own God without being able to call on a God that they done presented to you. Who? This Ashkenazi devil. This Ashkenazi. You know who he is? Esau. That's who he is. The same ones that Christ called the synagogue of Satan. The same ones. Okay? Now, let me do this and let me pull up what I read once more. Once more again. Let me close this shit out. Let me pull up what I said once more again to show you I didn't read that bullshit. Because first of all, I don't know how to read that bullshit. Excuse me, let me go back here. I didn't read that bullshit. Let me show you once more. And don't try to deflect and confuse the people. I'm going to show you what I read. God damn it. I read this. And you want to see the translation of that? I'll show it to you. That's the translation of it. I've written it. It reads from this original, reads from right to left. But I wrote it in the English format as when you type it, how it comes out. I couldn't write it right to left because my computer don't do that. You see that? There ain't no Bereshit. That's bara. Bara, shayah. Bara, create. Elohim. Ain't no Elohim. That's a mistranslation of a Canaanite god. I'm talking about the real Most High, Allah, power. This word means powers. It's plural. Gods. That's what's in verse 1. And Elohim, gods. Plural. Many, more than one. Let us make man in our image. It was a quadrum, a quarter. There were many there at Hashemayam. Why at? The why. You know what the why is? It's a consonant conjunction, like the word and, but it also represents a nail that you use to put two things together. The why is used to connect two things. What is it connecting? The why is connecting heaven with earth. How? Through the cross. That's what this is teaching you in this word right here. Ba, the house. Ra, the head. Ga, Shah, the ayan, the Yah. It's teaching you that in the house of Ra, going to go through destruction. Who? The son, the bond of Ra is going to go through destruction by his own hand. The Yah, the right hand of power. On what? The thigh, the cross. What am I talking about? The latter ain't the shit. What I got to show? I show you the alphabet. Okay? I can read the whole goddamn thing. But why should I? Tell me some damn Bereshit. I wish you would come in here with this white boy shit. Gonna sit up here and praise the white man about how good his shit is. How dare a nigga do something like that? A so-called African American. I'm gonna show you what this stuff is, man. All right, let me show you.
How long do we get, Karima? Goodness.
I get the show just like you got the show. I had to wait for you. You gonna wait for me?
I was quick with mine.
No, you wasn't. It took you time, and it's taking me time. I got the wrong thing here. Let me stop sharing this. This is the wrong one. Let me stop this. Let me come back in here, man. I hate having to do this. I hate having to do this to a young brother. But damn, I got to. All right.
This is crazy.
I got the information, Terry. After this, I'm gonna let you on.
I mean, but how long do we get?
Okay. Here is.
Let him bring it out. Let him bring it out.
Can you mute?
If it take him 2 days, I gotta sit here 2 days.
Here is the pictorial.
All this filibustering, my God.
I didn't interrupt you.
Terry, mute. Okay.
Here's the pictorial that was created 4000 BC by the Most High. He gave it to Adam. In 3200, they converted from the pictorial, the right hand of fellowship that I told you about, the God, the Ta, the Ka, the Zion, the Yah, the Ha, the raised hands, the Da, the door that swings back and forth, the Gamar, camel leg, the Ba, the house, the Alapa. This word Aleph is that Masoretic bullshit. It's still there. Bait, Gimel. This shit is fake. That's not what this is. This is Alapa. This is Ba, Ga, Da, Ha, Ya, Za, Ka, Ta, Ya, Ga. What are you talking about? This is that Masoretic bullshit, Nikud. This came up in the year 606 BC in Babylon. That's when the shit came out. It's the Aramaic.
All right, let him respond.
First he comes with his first evidence. His first evidence that he came with, no sources, no scholarly sources to back it up, just something that he done threw up and dug up that anybody made. First 2 words to start off saying modern Hebrew. And then he went back and said, I believe what he said, this shit wasn't heard of prior to 1920 or something like that. Then he just showed us a text where he said it go back to the 6th century, BC. The reality is that these alphabets goes back to the 6th century BC, and the alphabet is the alphabet to the Hebrew that we use today. The Hebrew that is spoken today is not the Hebrew of the Tanakh. I repeat that. The Hebrew that is spoken in the land of Israel is not the same Hebrew as the Masoretic text. Karima, could you push up Afro-Asiatic languages real quick? No, you went to that. You went to that one. I'll go back. I'll go to that one there. Go to the Masoretic text here. How do I get to this darn thing? It won't let me get to it. Oh boy. My computer acting up. I can't read that because I'm on my phone. That's kind of small.
Now I'm about to get the other one.
All right, I'll just read. I'll just read for what I have here. It says the Masoretic text, the Nasak.
Which one you trying to? Which one you want?
Oh, yeah, we'll go with that one. I'll go with that one. I'll go with that one while you got it up. Okay. I still got to pull it up on my tablet over here, which is starting to act dumb. It won't let me open up my nothing.
Okay, just try to open it up and speak on the reason why you're bringing out this information.
The reason why I'm bringing out this information is that this is the Afro-Asiatic language list. And if you can scroll down in there somewhere down, I think maybe somewhere, maybe if you could scroll down, you will see somewhere up in there, because the article is not that big, you will see that Hebrew is a part of is on the Afro-Asiatic language list. He said that Hebrew is a white man's language. Now, when I say Hebrew, I'm talking about the Hebrew of the Tanakh and not the Hebrew of today. And the Hebrew of today is still on the Afro-Asiatic Hebrew list. This man says that it is a white man's language. The white man is not African and he is not Asian. The original African and the original Asian are black people. Afro-Asiatic languages are black languages. And if you can read here on this site, my computer is not acting right. It's not letting me do anything. It won't let me. One paragraph, 1, 2. Yeah, I can. Okay, there it is, right there. Right there up under the map, you'll read, it says Afro-Asiatic languages have over 500 million native speakers, which is the 4th largest number of native speakers of any language family. The phylum has 6 branches: Berber, Chadic, Cushitic, Egyptian, Semitic, and Ottoman. However, in conclusion of Amadic remains controversial, and several linguists see it as independent language family that stood in long-term contact with Afro-Asiatic languages. By far the most widely spoken modern Afro-Asiatic language or dialect continuum is Arabic, a de facto group distinct language varieties within the Semitic branch. The languages that evolved from Proto-Arabic have around 313 million native speakers, concentrated primarily in the Middle East. Next paragraph. In addition to languages spoken today, Afro-Asiatic languages include several important ancient languages such as Egyptian, which forms a distinct branch of the family, and within the Semitic family, Akkadian, Biblical Hebrew, Old Aramaic. There is no consensus amongst historical linguistics concerning the original homeland. He said this is a white man language, so coming from white people's land, like he was distinct from where it was, of Afro-Asiatic families, or the period within the parent language group was spoken. Proposed location include the Horn of Africa, North Africa, and East Sahara, the Levant. I repeat, proposed locations include the Horn of Africa, not Europe, not Germany, North Africa, not Russia, not Poland, or any place where any European white Jew come from, and the East Sahara and the Levant. As we see right here, in the very first sentence, it said, in addition to the languages spoken today, Afro-Asiatic languages include several important ancient languages, such as ancient Egyptian, not European Yiddish, which forms a distinct branch of the family. And within the Semitic family, Akkadian, Biblical Hebrew, Old Aramaic. We can just easily look, we can see right there that the biblical Hebrew, not modern Hebrew, we can see that there's a distinction. He brought up something about modern Hebrew that was revived in the late 1800s. Okay, that is not biblical Hebrew. And we can see that intellectual people know that there's a distinction between the two. And neither one of them are Yiddish. Okay? Yiddish is a Germanic language. Watch this. Is Yiddish a Germanic language? The Britannica.com, it reads, Yiddish language, one of the many Germanic languages that form a branch of the Indo-European, not Afro-Asiatic. The scholar says that Hebrew is not modern Hebrew, biblical Hebrew, which is from the Tanakh. It's Afro-Asiatic. This clown over here talking about how he was disrespectful to me first because I didn't call nobody no names. Now I got to give you one back. Okay, this here's the Britannica scholarly material says Yiddish, one of the many Germanic languages that form a branch of the Indo-European language family. Yiddish is the language of the Ashkenazi. It didn't say Hebrew was the language of the Ashkenazi. It said Yiddish was the Hebrew of the Ashkenazi. The other scholarly work says that Hebrew was an Afro-Asiatic language. There is no real scholarship ever going to tell you that Yiddish is an Afro-Asiatic language. Neither is any real scholarship going to tell you that Yiddish is Hebrew. Yiddish today, and I will give you an example, okay? And I challenge you. If you can speak your language, tell me, say I am hungry and I want something to eat. Or make a simple statement like that in the language that you claim that you can teach, preach, profess, know, and so much that you can spill these lies out to the public. Say I am hungry and I want something to eat when you say in your language. I can say it in English and I can say it in Hebrew and I can say it in Arabic. Okay? אני רעב, אני רצון הקודם לאכול. I am hungry and I want something to eat. And it's pretty much the same language in Arabic. I mean, same wording, minus one or two words. Okay? Same thing, but you're saying that this is an Ashkenazi European language. Okay, I'll explain to you why it's not. I'll say the big hound, the big dog. Okay, hound, dog. Okay, I say that because that's English. English is a Germanic language. In German, the big dog is the groß Hound. The groß Hound. In Yiddish, the big dog is the groß Hund. The groß Hund. In Phoenician, the big dog is Al Hakalib Hakalib HaKabir. Hakalib HaKabir. In Arabic, it is Al Kalib El Kabir. And in biblical Hebrew, it is Hakalib HaGadol. He said that the language that I speak is Yiddish. I just spoke Yiddish to you, and I just spoke Hebrew to you. Now, do you tell me that the language that I call Hebrew sound anything like Yiddish? Have this man given you any credible anything that he can speak Yiddish or Hebrew to be able to distinguish between the two? I did. Can he do that? No. Can he say a simple sentence like, I am hungry and I want something to eat? Can he say, just cut it down and say, can you give me something to eat? He can't do that because this man don't know what he's talking about. To prove something means to establish your truth by demonstration of the truth. And that's what I did. I demonstrated how this man doesn't know what he's talking about, and I do. I land my plane.
Apostle, unmute your mic and go.
Now, Kareem, I don't know if you're going to be able to blow this up. Can you? Get me on the full screen. Put me on the full screen. Can y'all see that? What is this? What did that say? Should I turn it around?
Tanakh. What it
says Tanakh.
Yeah.
Right? Now you see that letter? You see that alphabet? Right there. You see that?
Yes.
All right. I'm going to show you what that is. Masoretic. He said the Tanakh is not written. It's written in biblical Hebrew. He said it wasn't written in the Masoretic. Is that what he said? This is the Tanakh. Stands for the Torah, the Ketuvim, and the Netavim. The word Tanakh. The T is Torah. The Ketuvim, meaning the point, the letters, the poems, and the prophets. Ketuvim, Netavim. It all make up the Tanakh, those three. What language is this in here? What language? What does that language look like? Let me let you focus in on it.
That is biblical Hebrew, sir.
All right. Do you see dots and dashes?
Not modern conversational Hebrew of today.
No.
Let him go, Terry. Let him go.
That's right.
Let him explain this information.
You have a major problem with interrupting people and then taking information that they displayed and try to reintroduce it to the people, saying other than what it was represented to the people. That's you, brother. That bullshit you just got finished talking ain't a motherfucking that know ancient Hebrew recognize that bullshit you was talking. It surely wasn't Abaya. It was not in the pictograph, nor was it in the letter, the original origin paleo letters, which is our language. The Masoretic is the language of the Ashkenazi, which has been infiltrated with Yiddish. I didn't say it was Yiddish. Neither did that article. Almost called you dumb, but see, because you're not dumb.
Oh,
you're not dumb.
Yeah, that's why you need to just stick to that.
I said he's not. I said he's not dumb. He's not. He's not. He's very clever. Very clever. He know how to take it and wrap it because he learned it from his father. He know how to wrap it up and represent it like it's fictitious. That was Wikipedia. How many know I didn't write Wikipedia? Let me show you that article once again that he just got finished talking about. Show you how clever he is. All right, here. See, this is the article from Modern Hebrew, Wikipedia.org. Modern Hebrew, moderate, Wikipedia. Modern Hebrew is considered to be a Koine language, Greek, based on historical layers of Hebrew, original Hebrew. See, it's based on historical layers of original Hebrew that incorporates foreign elements. What are we talking about? Modern Hebrew, the Masoretic tongue. The Masoretic. How do you know it's Masoretic? From the Good. Nakud is the Masoretic letters. But when they add the dots and the dashes, that's the Masoretic to give it vowel tones, depending on where the dot or the dash is with the letter, like a B letter. If the dot is in the center, it'll make a B sound. If the dot is at the bottom, it'll make a ba sound or a B sound. If it's at the top, it'll make a bo sound. Bo. See? So they did that because they could not pronounce our letters. Because our letters didn't come with vowels. It came with two vowel consonants, the ayan and the a, which is used in letters to make sound. Ba, ga, da, ya, ha, ka, like that. See? That's the way the letter worked. Now, what is my ability? This here, oh, let me finish reading this here for correct authority. Incorporates foreign elements, mainly those introduced during a most critical revival. I didn't say it was created in 1880 or 1920. This is when it was reintroduced. It was revived. They revived it, as well as new elements created by speaking through natural linguistics and evolution. Is modern Hebrew a Yiddish? Listen to what it says. In the United States, about 200 people speak Hebrew at home. Talk about modern Hebrew, the Masoretic. Hebrew is a modern form, is spoken by many of 7 million people in Israel today. It's talking about today. What is it? Yiddish. Yiddish. They added it. He's correct. What is it? It's a High German language. What color are the Germans? Are they white people? You ever seen a black German? I'm not talking about a naturalized German. I'm talking about traditional, historical German. No, they're Europeans. They're white people, especially the Ashkenaz. The Ashkenazi is the son of Gomer, who is the son of Japheth. Who is the son of Japheth, the Europeans. Eventually, they became Europeans. They started out as black, but he was an albino, like Noah. He was like his father. He wasn't like Shem and Ham. Shem and Ham were black. Shem and Ham was black. Ashkenazi Jewish origin, spoken throughout the world. This is not me. So he just lied on this article. I'm not saying it. This is modern Hebrew. It is some made up, comprised of Greek, Germanic, Yiddish, Hebraic, mixed, distorted language. What is the difference between the Tanakh and the Torah? See, the Torah is in the Tanakh, but also the Netavim and the Ketuvim. As you get into Jeremiah, Hezekiah, Isaiah, you start getting into a period of time of Persian influence, Babylonian influence in the language. That's what this is telling you. And the Tanakh is an acronym made up first Hebrew letters, each of the Masoretic texts. He said the Tanakh was not the Masoretic text. It's telling you here. It's the Masoretic text. It has the dots and dashes. I mean, what? Believe. If you don't believe me, at least believe what you're reading. Tanakh, the Torah, the Netavim, the Ketuvim, a three-part division reflecting an acronym. Tanakh is well attested in the rabbinic literature. Rabbinic, Jewish, rabbinic. We're not rabbis. We don't consider ourselves rabbis. We don't use this word. This word was used falsely to the Messiah, Rabboni, Rabboni, Rabboni. It's not our word. You know, I don't have to mix this stuff up, man. You know? No, what I do, I take the English and I rewrite it. I break it down and I translate it. It takes time, but that's what I do. That's what I did when I read that first thing to you. I'll show it to you again. Excuse me. I'll show it to you. Once again.
Okay, go over it a little bit and let him build, you know.
He did it a long time. I've been on maybe 5 minutes.
Nope. I'm actually trying to get both of y'all around the same time. So
well, okay. Are you using the clock?
No, I'm looking at the time.
All right. Yeah. Okay. This is translation. It's I worked this out. Barashit bara alahayim et hashemayim wa'et haretz. I did this. I did this work because this is the work I do. This down here is the Masoretic. I didn't read this. I wouldn't attempt to read it. It's garbage. I read this, the same. Barashit bara alahayim et hashemayim wa'et haretz. Wa haretz. Wa and the earth. Hayatha was. What was it? Tahawa. It was Tahawa. What does that mean? Go to Genesis 1, verse 2, and it tells you. It tells you what the word was. Hatha tawa, void. And deep, a waste, a deep. Wa bahawa. Wa hashak. You can pronounce the ka, but you don't have to. Like in the word Hanukkah, it's spelled with a CH, but you can pronounce it Hanukkah, with a gutter in the back. That's what this is. You can pronounce it Kashak, means darkness, or Hashak. Hayatha was again. What was it? Al Hapayan, and the face of the deep, the Hathawam. What was it? It was Rak, and the spirit, Raka, of Alahayam, of the powers. Rahat, moved. Upon Al, Ha Panya, the face of what? Of Ha Mayam, the waters. It moved on the face of the waters. See, this is taking what is in English back to its original form. It will look like this, not like this. That's why I showed this, because this is what you see in the Tanakh. This bullshit. This bullshit. And that's what it is. And if a Hebrew don't know it, he need to turn in his Hebrew card, if there's one. Don't take evidence that I show and repackage it and present it in falsehood. Don't do that, because you're not being truthful. And any man that is not truthful in his being is a disgrace to Yahweh. I'm sorry. If I got to get up here.
All right, come on now. Let him go. Let him go. No. Yeah, but you dragging it out.
I'm done.
All right.
But you don't know what dragging out is. But I'm done. Be fair.
You really actually is. I just gave you a little warning to finish up, and you still going on.
I was finished.
Okay. Terry.
Hey, can you go to that modern? I'm gonna calm down because it's getting kind of late. Uh, yeah, but can you go to that modern Hebrew slide I just sent you? I'm not going to sit here and
Hold
do
on, give me a minute.
a whole bunch of talking. You know, I'm just going to read from the sources. I'm not going to explain away the sources. This man sat up there and said that I said that. What did he say? Well, like he told a couple lies on me, but y'all can go back and watch the video. He said that I said something that the what did he say that I said that the Tanakh was not written in the Masoretic text. I didn't say that. I said the Tanakh was written in the Masoretic text. The Tanakh was written in the Masoretic text, and I said that modern Hebrew is not in the Masoretic text. And the tapes don't lie. Anybody can go back and just replay the tapes. You know, people do. You know what I'm saying? And you will see how the many lies that he said that I said, and you will see who's doing all of the twisting. We go right here and at this point, so he's easy to beat. I could just Wikipedia him to death. Okay. And before I go to Wikipedia, my sources in Wikipedia, because Wikipedia does give it citations, is scholarly sources. And the scholarly source here comes from Hugh Nagar, John Patel Naam in 2019 in the book called The Semitic Languages, Rootleg, page 557, ISBN number 9780429655388. He said, I made this up. I didn't make this up. I said that he said that the modern Hebrew language, he said that he said that the Hebrew language of the Tanakh was made up, and he said it was made up in recent times. And if I'm not mistaken, he said 1920. But what I said was that modern Hebrew was a revision of the ancient Afro-Asiatic Masoretic biblical Hebrew language. And I said it is not Yiddish. He said that it was. Okay. And I just gave you the scholarly sources in which where Wikipedia got this from. Wikipedia reads for modern Hebrew. It says modern Hebrew, also known as Israeli Hebrew or Israeli and generally referred to by speakers simply as Hebrew, is the standard form of the Hebrew language spoken today. Spoken in ancient times, ancient Hebrew, a member of the Canaanite branch of the Semitic language family, was supplanted as a Jewish vernacular by the Western dialect of Aramaic, beginning in the 3rd century BC. That's clearly telling you that the Hebrew of today is not the Hebrew of the Tanakh. He said the Hebrew of today, it was revised as a spoken language in the 19th and 20th centuries and is the official language of Israel. Of the Canaanite languages, modern Hebrew is the only language spoken today. The man said that it was Wikipedia. He also said that I made it up. You understand what I'm saying? What up?
We can hear you. We can hear you. All right, Apostle. Go ahead. You on mute.
Can you take that down so I can share? Because he just confused the hell out of me. First, he said that he didn't say that the Tanakh was written in the Masoretic. He said it wasn't written in the Masoretic. Or did he say it was written in the Masoretic? But then he said modern Hebrew isn't the Masoretic. And modern Hebrew is most certainly the Masoretic. That's what the article said. He said, I said, that they just created the Masoretic tongue in the 1920s. I didn't say that. I read it. And what I read didn't say that. What is wrong with people? Can they follow proper direction? Or is it that they got a block in understanding rhetorical now, once again, let's go through this and see what it says. And Kareem, the only reason why I got to do this, because he keeps messing. Listen, modern Hebrew. This is Wikipedia.org. All you got to do is go to Wikipedia and push in modern Hebrew. This article will come up. Modern Hebrew is considered to be a Koine language. I'm not saying it. The article is saying it. It's Greek-based on historical.
Pardon me. Pardon me. Can I get my chance back? I had a
you is.
technical
difficulty. Yes, you is. I was just gonna let him wrap this
And we're
last
gonna
part
have to
up
wrap
and let
this
him wrap
down
it
real
down.
fast because I ain't got that much time on my battery. We gotta wrap this up and let me get my spot back.
Yeah. Well, the problem is you are misrepresenting.
No, he's
but
back for.
Bring it up.
Hold on, he's back. Yeah.
I'm gonna stop.
He already said that. Can I get my time back?
You about to get your time back. Hold on.
But I only got like 2% on my phone.
I didn't do anything.
All right, we understand.
I'm about to blast
Apostle, you good? Okay, mute. Let him get his time back. He's saying his phone about to die. We're about to get it in. Okay.
All right. Now we can see right here that this thing specifically said. I read from a Wikipedia. Well, the bottom line is that I didn't make this up. This is a Wikipedia. All right. Wikipedia clearly said that modern Hebrew was not Yiddish. Okay. He said that modern Hebrew was a Canaanite language. He said it was a Germanic Yiddish language. That is a lie. You know what I'm saying? And it's all made up. And it's clearly that this article stated right here. It stated right here that the Hebrew in the land today spoken is modern Hebrew, and that the ancient vernacular was supplanted by Aramaic in the 3rd century BCE, meaning that the ancient Hebrew had stopped being spoken as a major language in the 3rd century BCE. So this man don't know nothing about that Hebrew, but that Hebrew is the same Hebrew that is preserved in the Tanakh, and I'm fixing to prove that as well. Go to the other article, Kalima. About Masoretic, the Masoretic text. In the Masoretic text, it says that the Masoretic text is an authoritative Hebrew and Aramaic text of the 24 books of the Hebrew Bible. So the Masoretic text is the text of the Hebrew Bible. That's what I said. He said that I said different. I never said that. And also, I'm going to clearly read right here where it says the Masoretic text is the text of the Hebrew Bible. And the Masoretic text is not the same language that is spoken in the land of Israel today. Say it again. The Masoretic text is the authoritative Hebrew and Aramaic text of the 24 books of the Hebrew Bible. He called it Yiddish. He said that that's Yiddish, and he mistaken that the language of the Bible for the Hebrew that is spoken in the world today. This man don't know Hebrew. He don't know nothing about languages. He can't begin to even have a conversation with me about languages. I asked him to say, give me something to eat, or that I'm hungry and I want something to eat. He couldn't do it. He couldn't do it. I did. I spoke Arabic.
I spoke Hebrew, I spoke Phoenician, I spoke German, I spoke Arabic, and I made it clear, just like this text here, and all of the information has made it clear that this man does not know Hebrew from a hole in his head on the top part. It's not there. He don't know it. Okay, but I got to get ready to go. Time out. Y'all got. I'm gonna get ready to holler at y'all.
Okay, so basically, do we have a topic? Who knows the Hebrew language?
Yeah, we can have a full debate on it.
I just know he started first, so I have to end.
You gonna get it. You gonna get it. But if he drop off, I want to at least. I am. Hold on. Let me finish. He's gonna drop off eventually. So I just want to gather up a topic for.
I don't want to change. I don't want to change what's going on, and I need to respond.
You gotta respond.
No, I'm saying widespread in my mind. I don't want to lose this.
Okay, you're going now. You're gonna go now. So
all right.
I just want to say that.
Number one.
2 minutes.
How much? 2 minutes.
Yeah, because we wrapping this up. You closing out.
But he just.
I mean, we can carry on, but he's about to leave.
No,
okay.
I don't care about him.
I mean, how much time do you need? 5-10 minutes just to say? Come on.
Give me 5 at least.
Okay, I give you 5 minutes. I give you 5 minutes. You've been crying for time. Come on now. Let's go.
Oh, he said a lot.
You did too. You did too. Okay.
But I get to respond.
Go ahead.
First, he said that I said that the Masoretic was Canaanite. When did I say that?
I never said that. You making up stuff.
No,
don't interrupt him. Please. Don't interrupt him.
Hold on. You've been interrupting me all
night. Go, Papasso. Come on now. You going to take it, Terry? Go ahead.
You've been interrupting me all night. And that's because you've been getting your ass whipped. And I understand.
Stick to what you need to say. You got 5 minutes.
Karima, I don't need you to interrupt me. I'm going
to interrupt you. I'm the moderator, and I need you to stay focused on what you need to say instead of going off the topic. Come on now.
Listen, like I said, number one, I didn't say shit. I'm going to show it to you again for the last time. Maybe. I didn't say this shit. They said it. Now, modern, listen to what this says here, y'all. Is modern Hebrew Yiddish? Is modern Hebrew Yiddish? In the United States, about 200,000 people speak Hebrew at home. Hebrew is a modern form. It's spoken by 7 million people in Israel. The next word is Yiddish. I'm not saying that. That's what they're speaking in Israel today. Modern Hebrew, the Masoretic tongue that was created in the 6th century AD. Between the 6th century AD, 6th and 10th century. That's when it was created. They said it was revived between 1880 and 1920. Not created, revived. This guy's misrepresenting my own information, let alone his information that he's misrepresenting. Come on, he spoke in German. And look, he's still interrupting me. He's still interrupting me. You know why? Because he got a left and a right upside down.
Terry, let him finish.
He got a right and a left upside down.
Come on now, continue with the information.
He is misrepresenting what I'm saying. The Tanakh is full of Masoretic tongue, modern Hebrew. It's modern. The Nikud, look, Aramaic was spoken in 1st century Palestine. Christ spoke Aramaic. His primary language was Nikud, Hebrew, but he even spoke Greek. He even spoke Latin. When he cried on the cross, Eli, Eli, lama sabachthani, that was Aramaic. They were still speaking Aramaic in the 1st century because the Masoretic wasn't created until the 6th century. That's when they created it. The Ashkenazi, the white man, everybody knows that. I told you about the Kanud, the Nikud that came after the Aramaic. But it never successfully took off. It was a dead language because of the Greek influence. Aramaic did not start in the 3rd century. It started in the 6th century in Babylonian captivity. That's when the Aramaic started. Persian, Aramaic is Persian, Armenian. That's what it is. It's a modern Armenian. Abraham's family. Okay? From Aram. From Aram. That's where Armenian comes from. This dude doesn't know. He's faking you out. He's faking you out. He is. Listen, I tapped his head when he said Ethiopia was mentioned first. I read it. That's when he got upset. From that point on, his attitude changed. We were going to do this peacefully. From that bouncing on his head, his attitude and personality changed. He became combative. I don't know what he's talking about. I didn't do it. No, you became confused, brother. Because this old man who is more educated than you, all right, with a bachelor's degree in biblical studies, 1 year left in a medical, with a master's degree and a master's in divinity, brother, you can't stand to compete. You can't. Started preaching when I was 22 years old. I've been doing this for over 46 years. Half of your life, probably. I don't know how old you are. And I ain't going to begin to assume it. But you're not older than me. And you're not as healthy as me. And you're not as finesse as me.
They don't teach you that in no Hebrew school. Stop lying, bro.
See, there you go again. You can't stand this shit. I understand. I whipped your ass. Lions Den champion. Got whipped by Apostle on information.
Stop lying.
Man, I told
they
your
don't teach you that in no divinity school.
I told your
this the rapid fire.
Don't tell me what divinity school. I told your ass up. Stop making an excuse for interrupting me. Okay? Rapid fires begins when I'm done. When she stopped me. Then it begins. Not when you call it. Nigga, just take this ass whipping.
That's time.
Okay? Because you received one tonight.
They don't teach you that Lashawan Kadesh. They don't teach you none of that stuff. And they don't teach you none of that stuff, dog.
Why is this
in
shit
no damn divinity school?
Did anybody
they
see
do not teach you. They don't teach you none of that shit in no divinity school. You made that up.
Don't tell me what they teach in divinity school.
They don't, because I done been to divinity school. They don't teach you that in no divinity school. That's a lie,
I never
bro.
said they
don't
did.
teach you that Lashawan
I never
Kadesh.
said they did.
How come all of it you did?
I don't read the
stuff,
Ruach Kadesh.
none of this
I don't
shit
know
you
that
teach
shit.
come from no divinity school, bro. Because you made all that up. All that old Yiddish is Hebrew. You made all that shit up.
Okay, do we got a topic? Hold on, because we ain't gonna. Okay, that's how
you got your
Terry.
ass whipped.
Hold on, let me. I don't want to mute y'all, but I'm gonna have to. Okay. Do we not have a topic? He acting like he's debating. Apostle, this is not a debate. This is supposed to be a discussion.
Going to debate this, brother. Just because his attitude. He went off. He went off.
Y'all both went off. Now, come on now. Let's shake hands and come to a topic.
After he went off. I'm not going to debate this guy because he's going to do
the same thing. Okay.
You approve on everything. This ain't the debate. This is the dialogue.
It don't matter.
We don't have no rules.
It don't matter.
You could talk for hours if I wouldn't stop you. So, hey,
you got your ass
I said what I had to say to you.
Against my better judgment.
What you had to say to me, and that's what it is.
You got Karima, you got to mute because that's awful. But you got your ass.
No, we about to end this one because this is awful.
You can't.
Okay. We did all this talking for what?
This is a waste of my time.
Okay.
Look it. We said all these nice things at the beginning, how this is going to be a brotherly thing. But as soon as I went to Genesis chapter 2, he changed. He changed and did exactly what I thought he was going to do. And I still want to be a brother to him But I'm not going to deal with this. I'm too old to deal with silliness. People that cannot honestly dialogue. That has to misrepresent and then say you doing it and say that Havilah is uh, 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 Ethiopia when Ethiopia is Ethiopia, Somalia is Somalia, Havilah is Havilah. I mean, don't lie. You don't have to do that. Hindu Kush is Hindu Kush. That's way in India. You don't have, it's part. There were some influences. Some Ethiopians went to India and it became Hindu Kush. We know that. But don't lie and say they're the same. They're not any more than Egypt and Kush the same. Although Kush ruled in Egypt for hundreds of years. But they're not the same. Kush is Kush. Kemet is Kemet. The Hyksos ruled for over 100 years in Kemet. But the Hyksos is not Egyptian. The Greeks ruled for over 400 or 500 years in Egypt. But they're not the same. What are you talking about? All because of that first problem when you got punched and hard, a right hook. You know? That right, pow, upside the head.
Okay.
You change.
Okay. Good.
And for that,
all right, good, Bill. Y'all did good. I was hoping that we can come with a topic so we could, do a debate, but we can't even get past the, discussion to even have a debate. So I understand, but we about to wrap this one up.
Hey, Karima, let me say this.
What happened to Terry?
Karima, let me say
Terry
this.
phone died.
Karima, let me say this.
Go ahead.
I talked to JJ. We tried to set up 4 different times a debate with this guy. I showed up, he didn't. 4 times. JJ took the hit, said, man, it was my fault. It wasn't his fault. It wasn't his fault. Out of better judgment, we talked today. Because I knew when I talked to him on Sinetta how he got. I know back as far as the Lions Den, when he was on the Lions Den, and I hit him on that Hebrew. That's how he know I disagree with him. Correctly. But today I agree. Okay, let's build. But let's do it right. Let's not throw shots and get all upset. And JJ tell you. And I was determined to keep
I was on that phone call, so at the end of the day, it was better. It was better on.
But you wasn't on every phone call.
No, I wasn't. But the last one to get to where we at right now to build this link, it was a better conversation than now.
That's right. And
I got smoke.
I didn't start
this. I got smoke with you, bro.
I didn't start this. I didn't start it. He started it.
Okay. What you got to say?
You hear me, Apostle?
Yeah, Zon. What's up, brother?
I got smoke with you, bro.
Huh?
He wants to smoke.
I got smoke for you, baby.
Yeah, we about to do this off scene though, but I'm about to close out.
Hey, Zon, let me ask you one question.
What's that?
Can you have respect? Can you show your elder respect as long as your elder is showing you respect?
Brother. Absolutely. You are my elder, brother. I will absolutely respect you. But you let that boy go with that Muhammad is the comforter. And I didn't even get the chance to come up with that scripture where Muhammad said that he did not even know who the Holy Spirit was.
Oh, you talking about in that debate?
Yeah.
All right, we about to close out.
I want to know my brother Kareem. I got to hear from Commission. I got to hear from my brother.
Oh yeah, Commission. You got something to say about this? Yeah.
Come on, Commission. Help me out, family. Help me out. Don't share feelings. Help me out, bro.
Yeah, I was listening to both of you brothers, and I had my opinions in regards to dealing with the difference between spoken Hebrew and the actual text, and so the modern day language. And it was always my premise, that the box Hebrew, which is called modern Hebrew, is, Yiddish. That was my approach. I always believe that. And that is not the same as the dialect of the original language.
Right.
And so when I
Agreed.
look at the original Paleo Hebrew,
Right.
which you put up there in the alphabet, I always push that as the language that the book was revealed in.
Right.
Along with the pictoglyphs. JJ them done seen me demonstrate that because I
Right.
call it Proto-Sinaitic, Proto-Canaanite.
I
But
saw it
then
last
the
night.
box Hebrew, I always seen, as Yiddish.
Right.
That's I always taught that. And I see our brother, on the other hand, is trying to demonstrate it. He speaks more of the language. This is what I know about that brother. He is learning more of the spoken day-to-day language, so to
Right.
speak, right?
Exact.
And you can't really compare the spoken day-to-day language directly to the language revealed by God, for example.
Right.
Just like
Right.
Arabic. In the Arabic language, you got what you call Kufic. Man, they got so many different dialects of it.
Right.
But in the Arabic language itself, family, you can't compare day-to-day Arabic with the Arabic of the Quran because it's just not the same. You see what I'm saying? For example,
Right.
when you deal with day-to-day Arabic, some people call that Bedouin language, So the true spiritual language would really only be truly known to the prophet that book was revealed to. For example, that which was revealed to Moses would have been revealed in the language that we were talking about, the Paleo Hebrew, the Proto-Sinaitic, Proto-Canaanite. Some people call it Proto-Moabite, but this would be the language revealed to Moses. It wouldn't be the day-to-day language spoken
That's
to the
right.
people because
Right.
that's man's dialect. Now, when you get into the Arabic, on the other hand, it's the same thing. Just because it's revealed in Arabic don't mean it's the same dialect that was revealed to Muhammad in. And so if one is they get confused, they'll be thinking that you can comprehend these things based on the fact that just because you speak Arabic.
Right.
So I'm saying that when God reveals a message to a people, though he may choose a particular people to come to and the language that they speak, it's a spiritual dialect and
Right.
not an earthly dialect. You see what I'm
Right.
saying?
Right.
So that's the difference in what I see in what you brothers are bringing forth. I see you coming more from the way the book would have been revealed through spiritual, and then our brother is coming forth, more on the spoken day-to-day basis.
Right.
In fact, one may come forth with a Lord's Prayer in that dialect.
I
But
got
I
it in.
still wouldn't consider that the same as it would have been revealed in the book.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? And that's
Right.
where I think the barrier is
Right. You see this,
between you
bro?
two brothers.
I don't know if you can see. Karima, let him see this. Karima, can you show? You see this? This is the Lord's Prayer in
Right,
Abayaf.
right,
In Abayaf.
right,
And see, the Lashon Kadesh is not Abayaf. People get that confused because they confuse the Lashon Kadesh, which is the Gabriah, with the Abayaf. But this is the Lord's Prayer in Abayaf.
right.
Okay. And you are so right, man. I really wanted to build with Terry. I really did. I really did. And I really don't mind debating him. I'm too old for that silliness, man. This argument, I get hyped. My voice is loud. I got a baby here. My granddaughter is a year and a half. My son, him and his wife are staying with us. They trying to sleep. He got to go to work. The boy works hard. He's a masonite. He works with flooring. He do masonry floors. He work hard, man. And I'm disturbing them because I can't control myself, man. I get caught up in the moment. I get excited. And then when it turns into an argument, my behavior is to go back as hard as you coming. That's why I don't want to do that. That's why I just want to share the information. And I've worked too long. I worked too hard. That's it.
Yes, sir. Well, we give honors to your family, peace and love for what y'all did, man. And I definitely got drawings from y'all, but I'm still seeing this same thing between all our people. We all sharp where we at, but I think it's just a cross between knowing the levels that we coming from, so to speak.
Right.
You know what I mean? And that's where the clashing come from. Because
this language is messing us up. This language thing is messing us up.
Yeah, both of y'all presented y'all case though.
Yeah.
Gratitude, brother. Shalom, aleichem, and I'm gonna say it in that dialect. You know.
Peace, peace, peace.
JJ, what do you think, man? Is JJ on the line?
No, he ain't. But
all right, Karima, thanks for doing what you did. I'm gonna apologize to you.
You good? You good?
All right.
That's what the learning been about, you know.
Yeah, but I appreciate your opportunity. Although you didn't put my chat, you didn't put my name on my line, my thing in the chat.
What thing? What? It's in there.
No, I don't see it.
In the private message?
I don't know. No. Apostle Zaquan, my channel. My channel, Apostle Zaquan. I see Mighty Hebrew. Peace to you, Mighty Hebrew.
Yeah, I'm gonna put it on the channel because I'm closing this out, so it don't matter. You know.
I know the Mighty Hebrew knows what I was talking about because I heard him talking about it. The Paleo Hebrew. I heard him talking about it on that other channel. So, not giving props to nobody. Peace, love. Tell JJ to call me.
Peace and love.